A, B, C, D is a set of not 5 integers, 4 integers. Remember, these are integers, so it can be positive or negative. We pick 2 integers out of A and add them. The following 6 sums are obtained. Oh, brilliant. 0, 2, 4, 8, 10, 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different sums are obtained. So what am I taking? I am taking A, B, C, D. Find the 4 integers in set A, B, C, D. I am adding up some 2 of them. And there are 6 different sums possible. How is it possible? I don't even understand how 6 are coming. So let me list out the sums. We could have A plus B. We could have A plus C. We could have A plus D. B plus C. B plus D. C plus D. Count with some pattern. Including A, what do we have? A plus B, A plus C, A plus D. Including B, what do we have? B plus C, B plus D. Now I won't count B plus A, that I have already counted. Including C, we have C plus D. That's why there are 6 different sums. I'm adding all of this. Now I'm going to do a very simple, beautiful assumption here. I have set A, B, C, D. I'm going to assume A less than B, less than C, less than D. It's in some order. I'm going to assume in this order to simplify life for myself. I cannot say less than. I have to say less than or equal to, less than or equal to, less than or equal to. I cannot just say less than. They could be equal. Right? Now think about this. Could they be equal? If 2 numbers were equal, right? Let's say we have numbers A, C, D. Then sum of these 2 numbers would be A plus C. Sum of these 2 numbers would also be A plus C. Some 2 sums will be the same. Here the sums are not same. In a general case, if you are given 4 numbers, assume A less than or equal to B less than or equal to C less than or equal to D. In our case, A, B, C, D, we don't even have to say less than or equal to. We can say A less than B, less than C, less than D. 4 numbers in order like this. Right? Brilliant. Now we know this. A less than B, less than C, less than D. I'm adding them up. I'll get A plus B, I'll get A plus C, I'll get B plus D, I'll get C plus D, etc. 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 4 numbers like this. Now I'm combining some 2 of them. In what instance will my sum be the least? When will my total be the smallest? When I'm adding these 2. When will my total be the largest? When I'm adding these 2. Or straight away I know A plus B is equal to 0. And C plus D is equal to 12. Brilliant. These 2 add up to 0, the smallest sum. These 2 add up to 12, the largest sum. 2 numbers add up to 0. A and B add up to 0. Give me 2 numbers that add up to 0. 3 and minus 3, 2 and minus 2, 1 and minus 1, 5 and minus 5. What do you notice? One is plus something, the other is minus something. So I don't want to deal with A and B. I'm going to deal with A and minus A. So this is A, B is minus A, or I'm going to say minus A, C, D. You can write it as A minus A, C, D. If A is negative, minus A will be positive. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm writing it like this because I feel that this number could be negative, this could be positive. I'm writing in order. So I want to think of it as minus A, C, D. What do we know? Minus A plus A is 0. Now, I have A, B, C, D. I know the smallest number is these 2 addition. The largest is these 2. What is the second smallest? I add A and B, I get the smallest. What will be just above that? B and C? Or C and D? Or A and D? What will be just above that? I can add B and C. I can add A and C. Which will be greater? A plus C or B plus C? B is greater than A. So A plus C will be smaller than B plus C. Or the second smallest is going to be A plus C. Brilliant. So in our case, we know minus A plus C is equal to 2. The first number is minus A. I've written as minus A. A, B, C, D. First number I am writing it as minus A. Second number is A. Third number is C. Fourth number is D. First number plus third number is the next combination. That is going to be 2. Or minus A plus C is 2. Or C is A plus 2. I am taking this minus A that side. It will be 2 plus A plus 2. Brilliant. So now we have got the numbers as minus A plus 2, D. So I start with A, B, C, D, 4 variables. Now I am down to only 2 variables, A and D. I also know one beautiful thing. I know that these two add up to 12. I'm going to use that. Why not? So I have A plus 2 plus D is 12, or A plus D is 10, or D is 10 minus A. Take this A that side. Why have I done that? Because I like A. I have written B and C in terms of A. I want to write D also in terms of A. Now I've got something going. So my numbers now are minus A plus 2, 10 minus A. Right? So now I'm going to match them to these sums. How will I do that? Minus A plus A is equal to 0. One sum I've got. Minus A plus A plus 2 is equal to 2. That also I've got. Then what is the largest? 10 minus A plus A plus 2 is 12. Got this also. So map this, map this, map this. Think about it. These two add up to give the smallest. These two add up to give the second smallest. These two add up to give the largest. This and this will be the second largest. Let me find that also. A plus 10 minus A is 10. Yeah, A minus A is 0. These two 0. 10 remains. This also I've got. Think about it. I've added these two, these two, these two, these two. And the original combination, if you think about A, B, C, D, A and B I've taken, A and C I've taken, D and C I've taken, D and B I've taken. With A I've done A plus B, A plus C. With D I've done D plus C, D plus B. What is still remaining? B plus C is remaining, A plus D is remaining. Those two are still remaining. So let us do that. So minus A plus 10 minus A. This combined with this, that is remaining. That will be 10 minus 2A. These two being added remaining, A plus 2, which is 2A plus 2. This is also remaining. Now these two should be equal to 4 and 8. If this works, we are through. How do we check whether it works? Solve for it. 10 minus 2A is 4. 10 minus 2A is equal to 4. Or 2A is 10 minus 4, which is 6. Or A is 3. Substitute A equal to 3 here. 2 into 3 plus 2. 6 plus 2, 8. Yeah, that works. So A equal to 3 works beautifully. So A should be 3, or our numbers are 3, 3 plus 2, 5, 10 minus 3, 7, minus 3. So minus 3, 3, 5, 7 works. Minus 3 plus 3 is 0. Minus 3 plus 5 is 2. Minus 3 plus 7 is 4. 3 plus 5 is 8. 3 plus 7 is 10. 5 plus 7 is 12. Brilliant. It works. So you've got this far. You're this close to cracking this exam. You've done magnificently. You've isolated the 4 numbers. You've written down in order. You started with A, B, C, D, 4 variables, very confusing. You brought it down to 3, to 2. You got it to 1. You finally tallied off 4 of the sums. Got this far. Fine. All perfectly fine. And then you said 10 minus 2A is 4. 2A plus 2 is 8. Why should it be like that? It could very well be 10 minus 2A is 8. 2A plus 2 is 4. Who told you that the other way around won't work? So I'm going to worry about that. So I'm going to say 10 minus 2A is 8. Write down somewhere here. 10 minus 2A is equal to 8. Or 2A is 2. A is 1. 2A plus 2 is 4. And A is 1. 2 into 1 plus 2 is 4. Yeah, works. A equal to 1 also works, which is brilliant. A could be 1, or this is minus 1, plus 1, 1 plus 2, 3, 10 minus 1, 9. This also works. Let's check this. Minus 1 plus 1 is 0. Minus 1 plus 3 is 2. That works. 1 plus 3 is 4. That works. Minus 1 plus 9 is 8. That works. 1 plus 9 is 10. That works. 3 plus 9 is 12. That works. Or both of these are possible. So if you have to get marks in this exam or in any exam which is serious of any stripe, not only must you get the right funda, you must see it through. Not only must you get an answer, you must get all the answers. So if you have done really well and you've got this answer but not this, very likely that you've earned yourself negative marks in many competitive exams. You might have left this question and got 0. You might have tried and got this far and got yourself a minus something. Not worthwhile. So as a mathematician, as a student, you've got to tell yourself, okay, I've got the right approach. Have I covered all my bases? Do I know that I've got all possible answers? Or am I still in a place where some answer could still be missing? It's out there. So when the moment you say, this is 4, this is 8, a part of your brain should say, what if it were the other way around? And you have to go and verify that. And so you have to get comfortable dealing with A, B, C, D, M, N, all of that. Using the variable part is very important. But you have to get the detail right and you have to worry about that missing answer. So don't forget about that. Finally, you might get all the way and get one answer and miss out on the other one. So be very wary of that.